still on the president's promises, he says that government would complete a new military hospital in Kumasi in the Ashanti region and build additional polyclinics in the Eastern, Ashanti and 3 regions of the North when giving a second-term mandate.
The first military hospital is 37 in Accra. The second military hospital is almost completed. It will be completed by first quarter of next year. And it's in the Ashanti region. The police hospital is being expanded, and the maritime hospital in Tema will be completed by the end of this year. Upgrading and expansion of the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, which was formerly called the Rich Hospital, is ongoing. Construction of a new regional hospital in Ashanti region is ongoing. Upper West Regional Hospital in Wa will be completed by the first quarter of 2017. New hospital coming up in Adenta. 5 new district hospitals approved for Somanya, Buipe, Sola, Tuna, Kalba, Tolong, and Feta. And then 5 polyclinics in the Upper West region, which are Babile, Lambuse, Ko, Han, at Bisiasi, Goma, Daurampong, Bimpong, Akufunde, HC, Sunkwa, Asikuma, Jamina, Agona Duakwa, Brewa, Ekonfim Nakwa, Trifo Atimokwa, Gomwa Potsen. A new polyclinic to be built at Bamboy, and this is my constituency. In our next term in office, we are building an additional 20 polyclinics in Ashanti region, in Volta, Eastern, and Upper East regions. We shall prioritize mental health care and ensure strict implementation of the Mental Health Act 2012, Act 846. And one of the things we intend to do is to move the Accra Psychiatric Hospital from its current location to Pantang and develop the Pantang Mental Hospital into a first-class mental health facility. Within the next term of our administration, we will build 2 additional psychiatric hospitals, one in Ashanti and the other in the northern region.
All right, so let's stay with that particular promise the president has made and speak to Dr. Akwesi. He's the Chief Executive Officer of the Mental Health Authority. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for your time. Hello, Dr. Akwesi. Okay, we would get Dr. Akwesi on the line, and then we want to just speak his thoughts on what the president has said with regard to changing or moving Ghana's mental health, taking it a notch higher, and then moving what is in Accra right now, that's the Accra Psychiatric Hospital, to Pantang, and then refurbishing the Pantang Hospital to make it state-of-the-art mental health hospital. Also, they're going to be building 2 extra mental health facilities, one in the Ashanti region, the other in the northern region, to so that we do not have to necessarily centralize mental health treatment, but more decentralized. And when we do get Dr. Akwesi on the line, we will definitely pick his thoughts on it. This is still Midday Live. Stay with us. We have more to come.
2016 elections covered like never before, online, on air, and on mobile. This is your election command center. We are the specialists.
All right, so let's go back to that particular story. And we've been joined on the line by Dr. J.B. Asare, and he's to help us, or Professor J.B. Asare, I beg your pardon. Prof, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Hello, yes, I can hear you.
Yes, thank you very much for joining us. You are the chairman of the Mental Health Authority Board, and clearly the promise the president has made with regard to building 2 additional mental health facilities in the Ashanti region and the northern region, and then refurbishing the Pantang one to be what would cater for Accra and surrounding regions. How do you take that promise?
Yes, this is well overdue. Remember, in 1998, the government wanted to relocate Accra Psychiatric Hospital to Pantang. And all along, from Kwame Nkrumah's time, Pantang was going to be a Pan-African mental health village where people were going to travel all over the world from Africa to specialize and also to manage mental health conditions. So, 1998, when we were going to relocate, we were all happy until Smith, which was going to do that, said they didn't have money, and so we had to stay at where we were. And by the year 2000, the Accra Psychiatric Hospital was not supposed to be there anymore.
Right.
But now that they have built an edifice at Rich Hospital, this fine building, and leaving Accra Psychiatric Hospital in its primitive realm is not what we want. So it's good. It's in the right direction that we move to Pantang.
Yes, go on.
Hello.
Yes. Okay. There are those who are saying that, I mean, the problem has actually been with maintenance and funding. Now, the Accra Psychiatric Hospital, as we speak, is in all sorts of shapes or state. And if you're saying that you're going to build 2 more, whereas there are those saying that you should rather concentrate on preparing and making it more comfortable for patients and the medical staff treating them, would be more feasible.
Yes, sir. You know, now the act that came into being through the help of Professor Mills before he passed on, and which has been followed up by the establishment of the board, has very nice things there, which, if implemented, will change the face of psychiatry in Ghana. The Accra Psychiatric Hospital should not really exist because of its primitive nature.
Right.
And now, if you went there, you find out that the population is very small because we are spending too much money maintaining the place and also feeding the patients and etc. So if we move into the community by training more people to help patients living with their patients, their families,
right,
and also creating smaller units in the regional hospitals, and maintaining, bringing up a psychiatric hospital as our second largest city, Kumasi, I think it's in the right direction. And also having a psychiatric hospital somewhere in the north, particularly in Tamale, will help train more psychiatrists and also help maintain psychiatric patients within the northern sector. As of now, even though UDS has psychiatrists there and training patients, training students, so the students, I mean, when they get to their final year, they have to travel down to Accra to top up. And as long as we're able to have their own hospital there, we'll be able to train our students over there.
Right. Okay, Prof, thank you very much. But
you're welcome.
The issue of funding and cash doesn't seem to go away. And how then, as a board and maybe government, do you intend to ensure that you have enough funding to run effectively these facilities if they do come up?
Yeah, thank you, sir. In fact, we've been to Minister of Finance, and what the Act says, that we should have a special fund for mental health.
Okay.
And that fund should come from a dedicated money from the consolidated fund.
Right.
And this we've presented to Minister of Finance. So when Parliament sits, they're going to find out where to take money to support mental health.
Okay.
If you had a dedicated money from a source that will be given to mental health regularly, I'm sure we'll be able to do a lot to implement the Mental Health Act so that we have better mental health practice that will commensurate with our position as middle-income country.